Hey everybody, come on, come on. I know y'all not used to seeing me be so on time, close to on time like this, but come on, come on, come on. Come on, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We have to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta episode 7. Um and I'm going to go ahead and say it. Drew's finest episode. This is Drew's finest episode. This is her funniest episode. Drew, I'm on Drew ass a lot when she get it wrong because she gets it wrong a lot. Drew gets it wrong 99% of the time. For me, she gets it wrong. But when people get it right, I need to be just as loud. And Drew, you ate. I can't believe I'm saying Drew ate. From the confessional. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Oh my God, you guys missed all of that. Oh, I got to do better. Can you hear me now? Oh my goodness. No? So embarrassing. Yes. Okay. Did you guys hear any of my intro? Oh my God. Anyway, oh, good. That means it's not on the record what I said about Drew. So that means it never happened. Thank God, honey. But no, let me do it again. Drew ate that. And I've never said that about one instance this entire 4 years, that 4 seasons that she's been on the show. She's never eaten anything up to me. Ate or late, Drew, late for me. I've always thought that she never connected with any incarnation of this group. And for her to disrupt this show the way that she did this episode, you got to give it where it's due. You got to give the kudos to the girl. Like, she really did eat that. Like, I just can't even believe it. From the personal story to her scene with Brit to disrupting the whole group dynamic. Like, she shows up mid-season and just wreaks havoc on our entire lives from mid-season to the reunion. And there's something to be said about a late starter or a slow starter, girl. Just because you start slow or you start late doesn't mean that we need to disqualify you for starting. It's what you start when you do start. And this time, Drew got it stirred up and she eating the girls up. I can't believe it. 8 or late, Drew is 8 right now. I can't believe it. Okay. Yeah, I just can't believe it. Yeah, wow. For me, I can't believe it. Sorry, Divas. Thank y'all for bearing with me through the technical and audio issues. But we are here and we're going to get into the things. Now, I'm going to say it again just in case y'all didn't hear it. I scheduled my grocery order, so I will be going to get my grocery order whenever that's up. So, no. And hopefully this time I don't lock myself out of the house like I did the last time. But let's go ahead and get right on into it. Hey, okay, everybody coming into the lounge. All right, all right. Let's go. Miss Marnita in the lounge. Amanda K in the lounge. Love is in the lounge. Yes, hey to the people. Let's see what we got starting off here with the episode. Well, before we start with the review, just really quickly, let me go ahead and do this. Because Kenya Moore finally dropped her confessionals on YouTube. Kenya Moore finally dropped her confessionals on the YouTube. And, the people have been feeling quite some way about it. If you haven't seen the YouTube or can't, you can go over to No Chaser TV on all social platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. and watch the clips. We did clip quite a few moments from her live. And so I just wanted to address a few things. Nothing pertinent to me. Honestly, it's a lot of what I've said, but some of it, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what you guys think about, you know, what Kenya gave us on the confessions. Kenya's confessions. Let's see. I'm on a No Chaser TV Instagram right now, as you guys can see. Is it cute? Y'all like the layout? If you guys are day one No Chaser TV watchers, that's the wallpaper from my old living room in my apartment in Atlanta. So that's why I did it, because I moved and I took the wallpaper down. But it's still up. And so it still lives on because that background was iconic. Go and get into some of those early videos on YouTube Divas and get into the way that elevated images serve the girls down to the apartment. Okay. Let's see. So first off, let me start with this. Let's start with this apology.
And not get arrested? Can you go to the bank and say you have a and not get arrested? Can you?
That's not the apology. Hello?
Will I attend the go to the airport and say you have a and not get arrested? Can you go to the bank and say you have a and not get arrested? Can you go any place that it will put people in danger and say you have a and not be committing a crime? That's not a crime. That's not against policy. I'm just asking the question. Can you go to your job tomorrow and say, you, Joe, you gonna learn today? You don't know who the I am, Joe. Fuck you, Joe. You gonna have some respect around here. I got whips. That's why I keep a for like you, Joe.
I'm going straight to HR.
You going to HR and the police. If that happened on Beverly Hills, you think she would be in jail or punished or out of a job? You think if she had said that to Kyle or Teresa Giudice or any other housewife on any other show, do you think she would still have a job? I'm just asking the question. Things been handled differently. I would have never felt a need to protect myself or escalate the situation. People go, oh, well, how is that protecting yourself? Because where I'm not gonna even mention where I'm from. Where I'm from, and you may end up having to delete this, but I'm gonna say it. You tell me if it's too hard. So that's why the decision was made for me to escalate it in the way that I did. Because if you keep messing with me, I got more and more with you. So leave me alone. And I go to the airport and say, you have a.
Okay, so I jumped out of order, but I just played that because it was playing. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. If it was one of the white girls, Brit would have been out. Y'all know it. I know it. If it was one of the white girls and the white girls took it that serious, Brit would have been out. Because the white girls don't tend to take stuff serious, in my opinion. The YT girls. If it was one of those sets and it was serious enough to go to HR and complain, they most definitely would have done a thorough investigation, and Brit probably would have been gone. In my opinion, that's how I feel about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it does not excuse what Kenya ended up doing in return, but I feel that people do not look at this feud and this incident in the totality of the situation. They're either looking at it from a lens of, we love Kenya, so Brit was wrong, or we love Kenya, so we love Brit, so we're liking, let me rephrase that. They're looking at it from a lens of, we like Kenya, so Brit was wrong, or we hate Kenya, so we're Team Brit. And I don't really see a lot of people looking at it from a totality, the full situation, the full lens. And I feel that, in my opinion, both of the ladies were wrong. But in my opinion, if we're disciplining one, we need to discipline two. Everybody needs to get disciplined. And whether that is demotion, whether that is, dot episodes, or whether that is releasing both girls for the season, it should have been done. And I'm not really going to mince words with it. 7 episodes into the season and a year into this controversy, nearly. Like, that's how I feel about it. And then nobody's going to be able to do anything to change how I feel about it. In my opinion, not even where I come from, who I am today, if me and you are getting into it, and then you say you got chains and whips and you ask your husband to come, miss me with the bullshit. Either you get rid of her or I will. I possibly wouldn't go that far, but some responses I've seen is like, if you were to say that about me, oh, we're going to fight and we're going to deal with that way. So I'm the kind of bitch that looks at all wrong is wrong. Some people look at you could be more wrong than someone else, or oh, that was more wrong. I feel that two wrongs don't make no right. So whether you wrong, less wrong, more wrong, equally wrong, everybody damn wrong, and neither one of you are right. That's me. I'm that kind of a bitch, right? So for people saying like, oh, if Brit Eady was to say it about me, I'll pull out a gun and I'm not a gun, but I'll beat her ass. But violence is wrong, right? So what are we advocating for? Like, there is no win-win in this situation. Either they was gonna get rid of her or something unfortunate was going to happen. And the way that Kenya fights back, Kenya's a girl that love a slut shame moment. She loves to shame the sluts. But it is because she was indoctrinated into slut shaming because you fans and the girls called her every whore in the name of the book after she flirted with Apollo and apologized for it. So once she flirted with Apollo, she was Kenya Moore whore, a slut from the 90s, this, and that. The show has had a culture of slut shaming. And if you want to go to season 6, the show has got a culture of gay bashing, but we won't get into that because it's not about the gays right now, honey. It is about what we're going to go ahead and talk about. And for me, on this show, on No Chaser TV, I feel that they both were wrong, and I feel that they both should have been disciplined equally. That's what I think. However, I will not negate Kenya's point just because she ended up being wrong. That if y'all nip that shit in the bud when I asked you to in some kind of a way, then maybe this wouldn't have happened, although you still should atone for your own actions. So, like, yeah. And I think that people look at situations as right and wrong, right and wrong. And sometimes it's just be objective and fair. Everybody was wrong. And it is what it is. That's just me for me. Hey, Andre, let's see what Andre say. Andre Shannon says, I disagree. Kenya Moore Hair Spa was not cool in the summer of 2024. Oh, okay. I don't know who that did. In the lounge, I have an active lounge on Facebook and on Twitter, on YouTube, and they converse with each other and they debate with each other. I don't know if that was for me, but I don't think it was. It wasn't right when she did it. So just for me, let me just clarify that. Maybe I may have misspoke, but for me, it was too far when Kenya did what she did when she did it. For me, it was too far. It was too far. Durga, you can't tell me production didn't see the posters before the crowd did. Baby. S. D. Mac. If they took Portia back after assaulting Kenya, then anyone can get a pass. Well, whoop, there it is. Hey, everybody. Hey, Sean. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate you. We need all the people here. Where's Sean? She at the bar. This the bar. Okay, come on to No Chaser TV. Matter of fact, we're gonna have fun tonight, y'all. I don't know. I'm up here by myself, and we're gonna have fun tonight. We're not on TikTok, so I can do this. We're gonna have fun tonight, though. Okay. Okay. Hey, Sammy, thank you for coming into the lounge. Now, Kenya Kiki H says, Artwork, Kenya still had a job after showing her pow pow. That's a threat where I'm from. I don't care if I was in her closet, if it was in her closet. Showing that girl's pic was wrong. Move on. We're not going to agree on this art world, but the art world is my bookie, and we could disagree. See, for those listening on No Chaser TV, the podcast with Chase Brown, I am very, 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 very involved with the lounge. I love the lounge, so I read the comments and we have dialogue. Move on. Now, art world, now we like each other, so we're going to remove the move on. I'm like I see move on now. But because I know that wasn't for me, but it was for Kenya, but I get some that. But I don't fully agree with your statement. Art World again says, I want to go ahead and read it just to make sure. Kenya still had a job after showing her pow pow. I'm assuming you're referring to season 6. If Kenya would have pulled that pow pow out on her job in front of that girl and the girl heard it, I would feel a little different. I would feel like that's out of bounds and she need to go, but because she was in her closet, I don't know, semantics, tomato. You can say that Phaedra still had her job after she pulled out a zap on the girl. You know what I mean? You can say that Kenya still had her job after she threatened to knock a pregnant lady teeth out. I don't know. You know, and that's my point. As I just ran down all of those things they did not get rid of people for, and they got rid of Kenya for this. I just feel that when it's the when it has historically been the wild, wild west, now we're policing the cowboys and the cowgirls. Like now, there's been so much. If that's the case, there would be no show. They have all done things that were pretty crummy, in my opinion. So there's that. Let's go ahead and move forward, you guys. I wanted to really get some of the meat and potatoes of what she said out, but I don't know because there's a lot of clips. Kenya says that's too long. Kenya said that Brit promised production pretty much that she was going to come for Kenya, assuming that I believe Brit has said she's been approached multiple times. Kenya said that this was when Portia was not on the show. So when she finally got on it, she had to make good on her promises. And so this is why we get to something out of nothing with the wedding band comment. I know a lot of people feel like it was shade. Maybe Kenya's tone was not the best when it never really historically has been the best. For me, I would have taken, like, okay, for me, if I'm the kind of girl I get offended, you get once, but you don't get twice. So what I'm saying is you don't get to keep going on and on about my wedding band. You don't get to keep doing that. But we saw the conversation end and begin there and leave it there. So if it bothered her to that degree, I wish that she would have just, just been like, girl, we being funny. What's this? Because I just met you. I don't play about my man, my ring, and my band or like that other. I don't play about that, girl. So I know we just meeting each other, but let's not. Organic. Now we're cooking. Depending upon how Kenya respond, I might be on your side. Now we're there. We're cooking with grease, sister, but you waited for weeks. And even when you blew up at the girl at the table, you still didn't tell her what the issue was on episode 4. You told Kelly, you told everybody else. You didn't tell Angela, you didn't tell Kenya directly. If it's not directed, it's not respected. So for me, that's where you lose me. You lost me, sister. I don't know. I'm inclined to believe Kenya on that one. Let's go ahead and play another clip before we go. This one.
Try to change the narrative to make it benefit you because of your inaction. That's rigging the game. You're rigging the game. You clearly rigged the game against me. Listen, I'm going to leave it right there. I did what I was supposed to do. And I take a lot of umbrage to someone now saying that they didn't have a gun. And so somehow that's supposed to absolve them from everything that happened after. And we're going to show this clip where she said prior to Housewives that she keeps a gun at all times. Roll it.
Keep my pistol with me always.
Security that's at the gas station?
I only go to gas stations that have security there. I only go to the same gas stations if I'm in the city.
Yeah.
On her Instagram, she said that wasn't her character. She did not threaten anyone with. She did not have a. She never said anything about. So we know that that was a complete lie. So we already know you're a liar. We already know she's capable of lying and trying to rig the game. Let's go back to this whole Watch What Happens Live interview where Andy asked her, did she have a gun? And she said, oh, no, I didn't have a gun. Well, I have proof otherwise. Nobody checked bags when we're filming. Nobody checked cars when we're filming. You show up, you go inside, and you start to film. But weeks later, you want to say, oh, we had an investigation and found that you weren't in violation of the gun policy. Really, bitch? I did what I did. I complained to HR. I did all these other things. Now you want to do an investigation? 3 weeks have gone by. because someone said it. Well, we already know that person is a liar, right? Because we have proof, solid proof from her on Instagram, and she lied about talking about the gun that night. So we already know you're a liar. And now we're investigating something 3 weeks after the fact because of what someone said that wants to keep their job. Oh, okay, that's okay. Hey, did you have a gun that night? No. Okay, investigation closed. Try to change.
Y'all saw that? Did you see that tweet? Let me make sure y'all saw it, because some of y'all didn't see it. Hey to all the people coming into the room. Hey, Tangled. Un momento. Now, how I get in it? Now, see how I get in stuff? I ain't even did nothing. But how I get in it? Kenya Moore done use my damn tweet. Now I'm never going to be able to work with Bravo Kenya. Damn. Because I don't believe they did a proper investigation, in my opinion. It does not feel like that. I do not know whether they did or they didn't. But in my opinion, I don't feel like they did a thorough one, because if I tell y'all the girl got a pew pew, right? Buckshot Betty over here has got a pew pew. When did y'all investigate it? Surely it couldn't have been there, because people were saying, oh well, the security checks them. No, they don't. Security does not check the girls. Housewives is not that kind of show. Hell, even when I've been on Love and Hip Hop, they didn't used to check the girls for none of that kind of stuff. They filmed and security was there to break up a fight, but they didn't check the people before they came into the facility. So that's highly unlikely that Brit and them were checked. Even if they were checked, if I say I have pistols and whips and guns for bitches like you, and it's not on my physical person, and you say, did you have a gun that night? No, I ain't had no gun that night. But was the gun in the car? I don't know, because did you search the car that night? No, you couldn't have, because the complaint wasn't made until after that night. Did you search the husband? Well, let's not talk about the husband. Did you search the husband that night? No, you didn't. So I just felt like there's no way that an investigation could have been complete. And it's not whether or not, and this is where people play in your intelligence and play in your face, because for me, it ain't whether or not the bitch had a gun or not on her. It's the fact that she said it. For me, we're done. I can't film with her, stick a fork in her. It is done. It ain't gonna happen. Y'all need to get me a new one. I know you're trying to get a cheaper Kenya, because you don't want to pay me to do the job. But if you're gonna pay somebody to do it, let's make sure the bitch doing the job right. If you're gonna villain, be the villain. Because that's what I really think this is about. I really think this is about looking for an opportunity. Look at this show. Look at what they've done and look at what they're doing. They gutted the dream team for one reason or another. Some people were let go. Some people quit. Y'all know who the dream team is. That season 5, hell, maybe we include the season 3 to like seasons 9, 10 cast. Those are those girls who came in throughout those periods. Really were the dream team, and at one point they were making dream team money. And reality TV has never been designed to be some multi-million-dollar production. It was supposed to be cheap work for major reward, right? And because at one point you got Kenya, Portia, Candy, Nene, all on the show, Cynthia maybe, Phaedra, throughout that, those salaries were high. And so if you've noticed, they were willing to sacrifice quality, and you can't convince me they weren't willing to sacrifice quality, because after you watch season 14, you brought the same group back plus Courtney for season 15. So they were willing to sacrifice quality because they know we're loyal to the brand and they know that we'll watch anyway. And they dropped the bottom line. So now when they're re-adding the girls back, I don't have any insider information, but I doubt it's for the same money they had when they left. There were rumors that they used that Kenya being pregnant situation to get rid of her. So when they brought her back for less, allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not. But that was the word back then, what they were saying about the girls, right? That's what they were saying, unless they really, really wanted you and they threw a bag at you. But if they throw a bag at you, they're not throwing a bag at 7 or 8 girls no more. So I feel like that was partially motivated by that. Hey, Kid Cruddy. I mean, did you sell it? Did you, what did she ask her? We'll get into it. But yeah, I feel like that's partially what this is about. Kenya did again profusely apologize about it. And I feel like if y'all accept the Brit apology, because there are a lot of people say, well, Brit apologized. And she came to the event with flowers and she was apologetic to the group. And she was like, I'm sorry, Kenya, I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and go and you put me out of your event. If y'all can believe that, then y'all can believe this. That's how I feel about it. I don't know if I believe it, but if y'all can believe that, y'all can believe it. Because personally, I would like to see this group together as one, maybe minus. Well, I can't say that because that's no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But there's one girl, in my opinion, who I feel like should go. And it's because I like her so much. I won't say anything. But it's one girl. And no, it's not Portia. But it's one girl I feel like, hey. But I do feel like if Kenya come back next season, then Brit got to come back. And if Kenya don't come back next season, then we don't need Brit. That's how I feel about it. Hey, Auntie. Yes. All right, let's get into it. Did you sell it? So did Kenya sell it? The video to you. Did you guys, how did you feel about the video? Go ahead and drop those comments down about that. And we're going to go ahead and get into the review. But y'all see Kenya use my damn tweet. And then give me no damn money. No. Kenya, you use my tweet. Can we get an interview? Can No Chaser TV get an exclusive? Holla at your boy. Thank you. All right. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing wherever you're from. Make sure that you guys are subscribing and following wherever you're at. And if you're not there, go somewhere else and subscribe and follow there too. Do it for the people, okay? The people need you. And we do greatly appreciate you, okay? All right, let me go ahead. Y'all. I hope my groceries just ain't outside withering away. Let me see. Baby, we finna talk about it because there's a lot going on. Hey, Robo's Adventure, we're gonna talk about it. So the opening part of the show was the Kenya Moore interview but Kenya Moore confessionals that she did. I gave some thoughts on it. There were some moments that I think are BS, and I think Kenya being Kenya, but overall, I don't think she's far off on a lot. But sometimes you got to sit in you got to stew in your juice. You made it to bed, you got to lay in it. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. As we start, and Drew is not related to Michael Jordan. Remember last week I told you guys that story about how there was a girl in my class, Natia, and she was like, I'm related to Tia Tamara and TJ Mari. I'm related to them. And then she brought us a picture and we're like, oh my God, you are related to them. And Sammy was like, well, did you guys verify? And I was like, we were in the 3rd grade. I don't know. And she was new to the school, so that's why she said it. Angela says it sounds like something that school kids make up when they are, in grade school, 5 years old. Like Angela asked Portia to talk to her like she was. So I don't know. Maybe Natia got us, girl. Maybe she lied. Natia, jump in the inbox and let me know. Angela says she's been exhausted. And to make it even worse, that food that Kelly sold, not even sold, that food that Kelly gave away wasn't even good. She said the grits needed some work. I hate that. I'll be offering up your food and you can't damn cook. Ugh. I cannot take that. I don't know if she can or can't cook, but for what I have heard, I've gotten a review on Nana's, and the people say the Nana's food is hitting. That's what they say about Nana's. So Kelly, I give you what I heard. At least I heard the food was kicking. It was hitting on something. So if you're out in Georgia, go on to the Nana's and get you something and pay for your food. Okay, baby? Pay for the food. All right. Cynthia says that it's the younger guys looking for TT, and I'm here to tell you, she ain't lying. I'd be like, girl, it's the YNs, the YMs, the young men this. Okay. And they think they're gonna all of this and all of this. They think they're just gonna, body going one way, wig going the other. Oh no. Oh no. See. Oh no. See. I don't even know if I can handle all that. I don't even know if I can handle all that because child, I told you we're gonna have fun tonight. I'm gonna just say it because child, them dicks be too big. I can't do it. Mm-mm. Let me go and get me somebody my age, a little older, that's not selfish, that love me for me and want me to be the best version of myself and want me to, live good and look good and feel good and be good, mind, body, soul, spirit, in tune with me, my family, want to have some children, want to put a ring on it. When I be drunk, say, go ahead, baby, I got you, and take my shoes in the house and stuff like that. Like, I need a man, okay? These YMs, these young YNs, these YMs, them big old dinglings, stay away. God damn it. Because a bitch will get real dickmatized. I got to be honest with you, okay? Stay away. Them big old dicks. Back it up. Back it up. And jump. No, you got to back it up, baby. You know, y'all know. Hell no. And girl, we talking, girl. And today, listen, I don't know if you know it's a thing, baby, but the one reason why I ain't never lacked for no man when I was skinny, and the one reason why I never lacked for no man when a bitch is big like this is because, baby, it's gonna be a man that like you no matter what you got going on. Oh, you just gain some weight. Oh, he still fuck you anyway. I know that's right. So what I'm telling you ain't no BS. Is what I'm talking about. Love Lagoon. For you guys who don't know what the Love Lagoon is, we played the Love Lagoon here back on our Potomac review, and we told some really steamy secrets about us. And then you guys came back into the lounge and threw it in Tori B face, talking about she was cheating. Focus. I'm focused, Sean. I'm talking about what I want to talk about. I'm very focused. Ooh. After dark. Okay. Let's see. Where's your husband, Kenya Moore? Andre. Where's your husband, Kenya? Chase don't want no dildo. I don't want no dildo up my ass. Dang, okay. Thank you, Sammy. You know that's right. Oh, Okay, let's move on, y'all. Because I'm just telling y'all, I understood what Cynthia was talking about when she was talking about them girls want TT. Baby, they want it. Baby, they want it. You hear it? But you got to be right. You got to do right. You got to do what you want, right? And so I want me a man. So unfortunately, the YMs, okay, please. I got to breathe. Please. Okay, back up. Okay. Now, I am scared of dogs, so I don't have a dog. So I'm going to read some comments, but I ask you, you guys tell me what's going on with Kelly dying the dog. So because she lost the dog and had to get it back on Craigslist, so she died her dog, and a lot of people were really upset at that. She says the colors are cruelty free and vegan. So could you guys tell me, is that an issue? Because I don't know, and explain to me what that issue is, because I'm scared of dogs. If you got a dog, I don't give a damn if your dog don't bite. He don't bite you. I'm not coming. I don't give a damn how little your dog is. I don't give a damn how big your dog is. Don't invite me. You would have to put the dog out of the house. You have to put the dog on the roof for me to come in there. Do not leave your dog in a cage in the living room and be like, it's all right. No, it's not, because you want to sit in the living room and I can't fucking concentrate because I'm looking to make sure that your dog, who is so smart any other time, doesn't unlock the cage and jump on me. Hell no. Get your dog. Put it in a cage in a room or somewhere. Just figure it out, but get it away from me. So because I'm scared of dogs, and Sammy, I will never come to your house, so do not invite me. Is that bad? I don't know. I don't know how that works. All right. Brit says her license is currently being investigated due to Kia's claims. Angela's lack of empathy about the situation is why she can't trust her. Let me read that again because Brit says her license is being investigated due to Kenya's claims. I thought your license was suspended. I thought that you was jumping the gun and getting ahead of the episode and telling people that the license was investigated, but then you didn't think that Shamil was going to tell us the night before the event that you called her and told her that the license was suspended. Then you had to re-clarify whether the license was not suspended because all Angela simply asked you was on what cause, and you lost your shit. You blew your gasket on that lady, and now we're here. So as of this episode, the license is currently being investigated due to Kenya's claims. So we mad at Kenya for telling everybody that you was in your on webcam in your 20s with your best friend and y'all didn't do nothing. However, we not mad at ourselves for doing it as well. Because I can be mad at you, but if I never did that shit, wouldn't nobody ever know because it wouldn't have been nothing to know about. But now your license is being investigated. That's why I stand on my claims when I said what I said. Brit is emotionally manipulative because if you tell me the night before that your license is suspended, then someone asks you on what cause, and you eventually have to come back around and eat your words and say that it's currently being investigated, not that it is suspended, because normally an investigation leads to a suspension, but a suspension doesn't necessarily lead to an investigation unless you Kenya Moore. Ooh, catch how I did that. Yes. A suspension doesn't lead to an investigation unless you Kenya Moore. But in Brit Eady's case, her license was suspended and then they were currently being investigated to the point that she had to go back around and say, no, you guys, actually it's being investigated for suspension because of what Kenya Moore said and not because of what I fucking did. Because Allstate don't want you down to their business selling insurance. I told you that at the beginning of the season. That's selling insurance. And we all know when I do insurance, that's code for pussy. This is the X-rated version today. Goddamn, I don't give a damn what you say. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and we'll do whether we get paid for the video or not. We get paid for the video or not. I don't give a damn. So y'all might want to send a super chat to make up for the money I'm gonna look in revenue from me cussing up a storm like this and being very vulgar, because there's no way in the hell YouTube gonna give me my 18 cents on this video. Okay, oh, shit. Okay, you better take it to Patreon. Oh no, that's right. Okay, because I'm gonna say what I want to say tonight. I don't give a damn. That's why Brit misses me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. And it ain't even about Kenya Moore for me. It's not. Because I don't like Kenya like that all that too much neither. But thank you for using the tweet, girl. I don't like anyone playing in my face, especially attempting to emotionally manipulate me, because that was manipulative what she did to Shamia. And whether y'all want to admit that or not, whether it's because you hate Kenya Moore or not, and you can't bring yourself to come against a foe, that's why y'all rolled for Portia and Phaedra like y'all did when they were wrong about the shit too. Instead of being honest about everybody and saying everybody ain't right, everybody wrong. She was right this time, but she was wrong that time. So if you don't want to see that, that means you're either A, being emotionally manipulated in your life and you refuse to acknowledge it, or don't even have the sensibilities to see it, or B, you hate Kenya Moore. Which one is it? You got to ask yourself that question. Sometimes we have to ask the question. I don't know. I'm just picking random comments. I can't read them. I can't see them. So, you know, don't take them to heart. But I'm just posting random comments. Anyway, she also says Angela lacks empathy and she can't trust her. Angela did not lack empathy. She came there, even though she loved, well, I don't know about love, that's heavy, but even though she may have been deemed to be Team Kenya, she came there to the peace brunch to support you because the brunch was in your honor. Okay? So it doesn't mean that she didn't lack empathy. You tried her on that bullshit when you called her slow, which is derogatory, and when you blew up at her when all she asked you was on what cause. Because if I came there to support you and I asked a simple question and you go off on me, baby, you better hope I ain't got no posters, because who you talking to? Come on, somebody. I want somebody to be real. Can the people be honest about it tonight in here with me? Mm-mm. And then, thank you, Durga. Then on top of that, you lying, you playing my girl, and now you mad at me, girl. Again. You got to take some responsibility for your actions. That's clear to me. You don't take no responsibility for your damn actions. Absolutely not. Then she says, because Angela was talking shit about her when all Angela did was ask her on what cause. Since Angela wants to spread rumors, I will too. Because the word on the street is her baby daddy had a baby on her. Oh! Mike normally doesn't give a fuck what Brit be saying out her mouth if we seen in the last separate episode, but he cared about that because he wanted to see. Mike said, now wait a minute, bitch. What you say? Girl, what? What's the? Girl, no. I know you lying. Now we cooking. Now we can talk, Brit. Now I mean you got something to talk about. Catch that dirt. Anyway, which I don't know how she gets the correlation from one to another because that's not the same thing that you just did. Which is why when I was on the reality rundown with House of Aaron and Wellington Gomez, the editor of the reality rundown, on their show, on their podcast, I said to me that Brit does not have the range to be the villain because how'd you get that out of that? Come on, somebody, make it make sense to me because it does not. All right. She said she just heard it in the media, and she may want to think about she being Angela taking a look into that because these rumors just do not fall out of the sky. What a these rumors don't fall out of the sky, eh? Is that right, Brit Eady? Hmm. Okay. Thank you for telling us that the rumors just don't fall out of the sky, you guys. Now, Brit said that out of her own mouth, and you do with that information what you will, and we'll circle back to it sometime. And if I have to spell it out to you, then I will. I don't want to spell it out for you now. But Brit Eady said out of her mouth that those rumors just don't come out of the sky. But she don't want us to believe nothing that was said about her, girl. And half of the shit she said herself. And that's why I can't live for Brit, y'all. I'm sorry. It don't have nothing to do with Kenya. Brit on her own does not show what I need for her to be that girl for me. It's not, it doesn't align with what I like and what she giving on the line. And that's okay. That's all right. But it don't have nothing to do with Kenya. Catch that dirt. Angela and Drew are talking, and Drew says that Brit asked her to get a drink. And she read it in Brit's voice. This is Drew's weekend to leave the house, and her upcoming hearing on Friday is hopefully to keep the case sealed. Drew says that Dennis spoke with Ralph, and she spoke with Portia, and now they both have problems with the two. Portia said you ain't spoke to her. I'm so sick of this lie between Portia and Drew. I wish we had somebody with a lie detector that could just tell us whether the truth. Portia said you ain't talked to her, and Dennis said he ain't talked to her. And you just said Dennis talked to Ralph, but you was under the impression because Dennis told you that he spoke to Portia, and he told you, girl. So that mean ain't nobody talked to Portia about it. Portia said you didn't. Portia says she has moved on from Drew and she won't let her get that close moving forward. Cynthia thinks it's BS, and she thinks that Portia actually cares a lot. And y'all know Portia care a lot. Portia give a damn, especially about something that is hers, because she already has a sense of entitlement to things that are not hers. But when something actually is or was hers, good fucking luck. You're on your own with that one, Diva. I hate to be you. Portia's going to Nashville and bring with her all of her girls who tried out for the Real Housewives of Atlanta but did not make it or made it onto the show and did not make a splash. That would be Provi, Ami, and that would be Mayetta. Lovely girls, though. And that's how bad she don't want to film with Drew. Okay. I bring Mayetta. Come on, girl. Let's go. Let's go on the trip. You know? Because when I think that they should have brought, I know how y'all feel, but I really feel like Ming as a replacement for Kenya, as a friend of, would have been great. So Ming, as a friend to Kenya, could have advocated and dealt with Brit directly, and Brit had a more direct foe. That's what I think. And then Portia's torn in between that and dealing with that. I think that was a missed opportunity, but yeah, anyway. They show footage of the Zoom call that Cynthia was not on. And Angela says that, she's missing her Chicago sister and she wants to have a +1. Portia said, well, you know what, Angela, your sound is muted. I can't really hear you. Okay, go back, click. And then she called everybody else back and they laughed at Angela. So Angela is there with Drew and she invites Drew on the trip that Portia said that under no certain circumstances, let me take that back, but she's already giving you hints that she didn't want her there, saying that your microphone was muted, and then you going on the Zoom and you knowing that she's not there, she's not invited, so you want to bring her as a +1. Angela says it wasn't a no from Portia, so hell yeah, let's do it. Oh, I don't like them kind of girls like that. And I still love Angela, but I'm getting Angela ass tonight. I hate people like that. The girls that are, manipulative in the way in which they don't ask for permission, they beg for forgiveness. So they just gonna go ahead and do it. Although they 9 times out of 10, no, you don't like that shit and just say, girl, forgive me. I'm sorry, girl, my bad. I don't like shit like that, Angela. Now wait a minute now, Angela. I don't like nothing like that now. Wait a minute. Now I got no man. Portia says that Drew is a pathological liar. I gotta take a sip because one would say that she is a pathological liar. It would take one to know one. That's what some people would say out their mouth about it. Pot meet the kettle. Sean. Portia couldn't say no because it was a cash trip. Everybody was going. I still feel like she could have outright said no. I do. No, I don't want her here. That's why I didn't invite her. So then we get her there another way. Maybe she doesn't stay at the house with the girls, but she comes and she's in the city. Well, you didn't say you didn't want her to come to this restaurant, or you didn't say you don't own Nashville. Like it was ways around it, but no. Anyway, Drew says she will go for Angela if Portia says yes. Portia says out of sight, out of mind. So we're clearly seeing her setting up that nobody's on the same page in regards to whether Drew or not should be on this trip. Angela says that Angela's son says that she looks like Yoshi from Super Mario. And she was saying that she had Botox in her nose to make it look fatter because she wasn't satisfied with how they gave her that nose, that Jackson 1984 nose. Now Cynthia and Portia are talking, and in disbelief of Portia's situation with Simon. I almost said something that was so nasty. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm just glad that we don't have to hit it back and forth in the media, because as each episode goes on, I just was like, oh my God, Drew, that'd have been another beat I would have had to cover on No Chaser TV socials from Simon. And who wants to be covering Portia and Simon going back and forth all fucking night, much less want to watch it, One of the viewers in here said that Portia is Portia look happy as hell filming them YouTube videos inside my house. Girl. Drew and Brit link up, and Brit feels no one wanted to hear how she felt about the situation and that she was publicly humiliated. Drew says that she felt Brit was celebratory, and a lot of the girls did when she came in, and they show a flashback of her basically saying, look, there's a new bitch in town. All of you bitches bow down. I'll be dealt with the wrath of the king of Ender, Brit Eady. And she did. I really don't want you here, girl. And you acting like you glad you got my girl gone next. Yes. She read that energy right in the room. But her energy was stank and she didn't match the energy because it wasn't outwardly stank. It was, these girls are cautiously optimistic because they feel like you should have been gone too. If they was gonna get rid of one, they should have got rid of two. And now we busy stuck dealing with the bitch. And the one she got the problem with ain't even here to deal with it. So now we got to deal with her ass. That's what that was about. Anyway, that's why all of them was on Kenya page and not Brit's. Because they were all on Kenya page. Brit said that took her off guard, and she said that she's an open book, and so Drew can ask her anything that she wants to ask her. And the first question that comes to mind to Drew is, did you sell it? And Brit says, bitch, what? Bitch, what? The cat. And then she takes a sip of her drink. Do it to it, Drew. You ain't better. I don't know her. That was walking in your seniority, baby. That's walking in your seniority. You ain't nothing you can do to say to me, girl, because you new here in that group. Baby, you ain't even, you too new. I don't care. Did you sell it? Sell what? That pussy. Did you sell the cooch? Did you sell the monkey? Did you sell the cat? And I don't care what your answer is, and I don't care if you get mad at you or not, because you new here, baby, and you already treading on thin ice, because I want you to say you got a gun for me as I sip my drink. We're going to see what happened this day. So you best answer the question. Okay. Oh, Lord Jesus. Brit says no, she has not sold that cat. She has not sold that monkey. She has not sold that cooch. That's just not her thing. She don't sell no cooch. She sells insurance. And so from there, she's asked if she's ever done P, the P word. And Brit says, I've never done the P word. I've never done that. Rhymes with corn, but starts with a P. And then it's for me, her barely being able to get the word. I ain't never. It's like her body had an allergic reaction to the lie that she was going to tell. Like her body was like, girl, we sell this. This is what we do, girl. We do this. We do this. And oh God, I can't even get it out. Girl, I can't. No. She was stuttering worse than Cynthia Bailey at that table at the Mr. Chocolate Dinner season 7. What did he say Cynthia was doing? She could not. We have never, I ain't never sold no coochie. You got me messed up. This cat, you can't even pet this cat. I've never done it. She couldn't even get the damn shit out. Hey, Joanne. It's trying to say Brit was girl. Just leave it there, girl. It's all right. It's all right. You ain't got to answer it, baby. It's all right. You ain't got to answer it. Brit Eady says that she was only on webcam for a week in her 20s with her best friend, and they only answered questions. They didn't do anything. They were just butt naked, talking on the webcam, having conversations. She's never done anything explicit, and she feels like the girls probably have done worse. Brit asked Drew if she told the girls at Shamia's. Well, let me just do this because I have to do it one by one. Because that's what she said, girl. That's what she said. Yeah, I'm reading the comment. That's what she said, girl. I don't even want to go down the web. That is the lies and deceit of Brit Eady that she has told us out of her own mouth. I'm just going to say this. And I'm going to leave that up to you for you guys to decide before I answer it anyway and give you what I think. Because if I was inclined to believe that you sat up here on the camera with your best friend and y'all was butt naked and you say that you did well and you only did it for a week, and the question was at the beginning, had you ever sold it? Sold what? The cat. Then the answer will be yes. So you just lied right there. Because whether or not you were doing sexual acts, you were butt naked with your coochie at, selling that cat, selling that body, selling looks for that week that you did it. Because those people either had to have a subscription to the damn website they was looking at you at, or they was tipping you or doing this and doing that, and you did great financially, but you only did it for a week and you walked away from it. And all you had to do was sit up there butt naked and talk. Yet and still, when the girl asked, did you ever sell it? And you said no. What? Sell what? And she said, the cat. And took a sip of her drink. You said no. You did too, sell it, liar. Because I got to pay to see it. This is the problem I have with Brit Eady. And that ain't got nothing to do with Kenya. Do y'all see now what the hell I'm trying to say to you? Do you get it now, Kenya haters? Okay? Because it's not about Kenya Moore. So stop making it about Kenya Moore. This girl on her own is why I can't get with it. I can't get jiggy with the shit. She does it to herself. I've done nothing about it. Good Lord. Man, remember Ask Ashley and she would say, man, after she would talk, like answer the question like from somebody really like not all the way up there, they're upset. Man, like that's how I feel. Like, oh my God. How do y'all like her? What have I missed in the last 7 episodes? Give me a moment. Please give me the moment and the timestamp, and I will go back and watch it. Maybe it was because of Kenya, and if it was, I just will admit I was wrong, y'all. Because I don't like her, and I want to be very clear. First of all, when I say I don't like her, I don't know her. Okay, so this has nothing to do with what I get off the show. On the show, I do not live. I'm not a fan. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand what you guys are talking about. I'm gonna make me another drink. Talk about you ain't sell no coochie. But you were butt naked on that thing with your cousin for a week. Butt naked, just have a conversation. Girl, you selling coochie. I'm done. I don't want to talk about this no more. I don't even want to. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Because I don't even want to talk about it no more. I don't. Oh my, what? Give me 1 second. We're going to have an intermission. We've never done this. I got to get my groceries. I'm going to get them this time. I'm going to get my groceries. While I get my groceries, y'all watch this, okay? Because y'all don't piss me off tonight. God damn it. You guys, it's me, Chase. This is No Chaser TV, where we keep it to you hot and fresh all the time. And I have the one, the only, the famous, the infamous Mia. Mia, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm really good. You look amazing. I got some things I want to ask you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, watching the reunion back, right? You only made it to through the first part, 2 parts. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: you didn't really get to address a lot. Stacey says, in regards to the infamous trip to Miami, Stacey says that she's not a liar. She doesn't lie. But on part 3, there is a huge shocking bombshell. Knowing that she says that she never lies and she called you a liar in regards to Miami, what do you think about what we're going to see in part 3? Does that hold true?
Yeah. So I wasn't there. I left the building. But based off of what I know and what I've heard afterwards in conversations with her and what I've seen in previews, all I have to say is that anytime someone is like casting the blame, it's probably because they are themselves. So if you call me a liar, it's because you probably know what a liar looks like.
Catch that dirt. All right. Well, that's starting off hot.
That's why I'm not offended. You know, like, and that's just typical. That's the natural law. Like, whatever we see in other people, we see in ourselves, right? You have to identify with it. And I just think that, you know, I'm never going to say that about any of these women because I know that that's not my truth. And I'm not going to ever degrade them to that level of saying that they're a liar or saying anything about them that I don't believe. But if I believe it, I'm going to say it, right? I will hold true to that.
Now, interesting you say you won't degrade women to that level. As you were saying at the reunion, you were probably at one of your lowest moments. Did you feel support from anyone outside of Jacqueline, which I'm sure she probably supported you, but anyone else in the group, were they there for you?
You know, so, and in hindsight, like I have realized that I can't expect anyone who's never walked a day in my shoes to be able to understand the level of what I go through on a day-to-day basis. And so it was probably, I did a poor job of explaining to these ladies that, hey, this is a season that I really need you guys to show up for me. I can't show up for myself right now, so I really need my girls to, like, you know, really rally around. But of course, obviously, they saw it as a moment of weakness and they preyed on it, and I'm good with it. It's a season I had to go through because it's a very real season. I'm sharing my real life. I don't make up storylines. So as you go through your real life, we all know that it ebbs and flows. And I don't want to pretend to be perfect in any platform that I do because I'm not perfect, but I will continue to rebound and strive and end up on top.
That's interesting. You say you're not perfect. You're showing your real storyline. You and G just did a live. I watched it, and I learned so much more about you. Whether you wanted G to tell it or not, he told the story. And so, what do you think moving into season 10, if the show is renewed and you come back, what do you think season 10 holds for you moving forward?
You know, so I honestly want to come back and I want everybody to see that we have gone through a storm. And that storm, there's now a rainbow and there's a pot of gold on the other side, honey. And, you know, I feel like I also want people to know that it's okay to be vulnerable and to be authentically you and still be able to be a boss and a phenomenal mom and a powerhouse. And it's okay. Just because of all those things doesn't mean that I can't fumble. I like to say that my crown may tip a little bit, but honey, it doesn't fall off.
Thank you. Last question before we go. You know, we have to ask. You mentioned women supporting women. Karen Huger, we've gotten the news. We've seen the trials and tribulations over the years. She brought you into the group. But as you mentioned, women supporting women, where do you stand in relation to her sentencing and your relationship with her moving forward, and any words that you have for her?
Yeah, you know, so I do think that what's going on with Karen is unfortunate. You know, I do feel like I have always wanted her to take accountability for her actions that she played. And, you know, I never wanted her to go to jail, you know, and I do feel that there's a lot of prayer that's needed. I'm concerned for her. I'm concerned for her safety. I'm concerned for her mental health, you know, and I can't say that I'm not. Like, I'm praying for her, praying for her family. And Gordon has reached out to Ray and they're going to get together and have some lunch soon. So we are, you know, at the end of the day, like, we care about each other. So I'm praying for Karen and I want her to be okay. And I want her too to come out on top.
I know that's right. Thank you so much, Mia. No Chaser TV. You guys have a good evening. Thank you.
You're amazing.
Don't nobody tell me no. That's why I got some more. That was an interview with Mia, formerly of the Real Housewives of Potomac, as she announced yesterday that she would not be joining the cast this season for season 10, as she has relocated fully to Atlanta. Thank you. Yeah, that's the interview. And you guys can see that interview and the other interviews I did with the ladies of Potomac in DC on our YouTube page, or you can listen to them on No Chaser TV, the podcast. And in that is a bonus edition of What the People Said, which is where I go out on the streets and ask random people their thoughts on what's going on. And the question this time was if they thought Karen Huger's sentencing was fair. And so we got a different myriad of answers on that. But go ahead, y'all. Check it out. Oh. Kevin Reynolds, how many? Okay, I get it, baby. Hey, Latasha. Latasha Collins sent in. That's why you're muted. Do you like me? Because I don't be knowing, you know, and just like, why you? Okay, girl. Why? That's why you muted. Okay, girl. All right. That would. The microphone got me. Bang, bang. They got a pistol on the whip and a chain for me. That's when she thought she was going to be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh. I will not be responding to those. They said that's because you made us put up with Mia. Girl, y'all ain't right. Y'all so mean and nasty. Them girls ain't probably done worse than that. So give it up, Brit. Thank y'all for sticking with us through that. Brit asked Drew if she told the girls at Shabia's house she knew who the person was that Brit was sucking that dingaling on. And Drew says she thought that she may have recognized someone from the poster because Kenya had so many, but that particular person, no, and she likes to joke. Girl, that ain't nothing to joke about. Brit right about that. That's lame. That's lame. Britt says to put yourself in her shoes. Everything that she has is in jeopardy due to accusations of being a whore, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, made by Kenya Moore, not because she did things. I'm not going through that again with y'all, but not due to any actions of her own, but because of Kenya Moore's reaction to her actions, exposing her prior actions. All right. Drew understands how she feels because she herself has been dragged through the blogs and dragged on this show. Dragged on the blogs and dragged on this motherfucker. Thank you. Oh, EA, thank you. If y'all haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all. But they're gonna both decide to move forward with each other. Now, Drew and Portia, we're gonna take a sip to that, but I'm not gonna take a sip right now because kicking my ass right now. Well, it was. I think I sweated it out. That was what y'all saw, me sweating that out. It's time for court, and Drew wants Ralph out of her house. Drew says there is no evidence against Ralph being a serial cheater, stalker, and also alleging him of those things prior mentioned, as well as allegedly taking money out of her bank account. So she want him out of her basement, even though he says he pays for it. He didn't disclose his financial documents at this court hearing, and he also gets to stay in the house. So a win for the troll, child, a win for the troll. Drew is emotionally upset and crying, and she rolls down her window and said, one thing about it, I don't need no app to tell me what I want to say to you, you dumbass. I hate you, you dumbass. She said, damn this app. I got something for you. I got it. I don't need no app to tell me that. Now, Ralph didn't want to do this, but he feels like he has no choice, which is unseal the document so people can know that he's not just this monster. To Drew. Ralph, let me just say this. You are just that monster to Drew. You're trashy. And because I don't want to call nobody trash, but your behavior has been trashy. It has been disappointing. It has been very much the ones that the Twitter girls tweet about and make those Instagram videos about doing, with their hair wrapped up and the incense going, talking about how black men ain't shit. You would be one of those black men that they're talking about. You are why we get this content. They're right. They're talking about Ralph. However, Drew, it's two sides to the story, and we only really getting yours. So why are you fighting so hard if you're in the right for the documents not to be unsealed? And why are you saying it is because you're worried for the children? Where if you were worried for the children, you would have got off the show season 13 when that man was acting like he didn't love your oldest child and didn't want to adopt them and wrote that book talking about these my kids, but that's my nigga. Talking about the oldest son. So what is it you don't want us to see in these documents, Diva? Because I thought this was to help you. May you have been cheating too? Just a question. Regardless of whether Drew cheated on him or not, though, I'm gonna tell you what, it's not gonna change my mind. I'm still Team Drew on this situation. But come on, y'all. It's Drew we talk about. And if y'all sit up here and like y'all believe anything she's saying out of mouth, please. Him downstairs. Yeah, Sean, him downstairs, girl. Him downstairs, girl. That is a nightmare. Kelly says what happens on the girl trip stays on the girl's trip, and Cynthia immediately comes behind her and says, what happens on this girl trip is not gonna stay on this girl trip. Girl, are y'all new here? Y'all know y'all fans. Stop acting like y'all don't know. So don't let Portia eat your coochie, because it's gonna get out if you don't want it. If you don't want nobody no Portia eating that cat. Did you sell it? That's how Portia tests the new girls. Did you sell it? And Brit said, what? That cat. Did you sell it? Next thing you know, Portia's gonna be putting black tape on the cameras and saying one of those new hoes is eating her tonight. Oh Lord Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Coochie crack, coochie crack, coochie crack. That's 3 more. Baby, y'all better go ahead and let Portia eat that coochie off on company grounds. And even then it's gonna come up. So I don't know. If you don't want your business out in the street, don't let her eat your cooch. I don't know. Don't let her eat that cat. Don't let her taste it. That's all I got to say to you. It's been a lot of people I don't want to fuck. And I thought about the ramifications of that thereof. And I said, you know what? That's gonna have to be some dick I missed on. But you know, I have friends and I know the girls, honey, that leave no dick unturned. I done left some dicks unturned. Me. Because I didn't want that out in the street, because I know that dingling come with some lips. And they're not his. They're not mine. You get what I'm saying? Baby, somebody gonna tell a story. I ain't got time for y'all to be knowing about what I do, how I rock the mic. I'll be damned if I'm blown up on a poster, because if a bitch blow me up on a poster, it's gonna be a pew pew going on in this motherfucker. That's when she should have said, give me the gun. Come on, give it here. That's when you say it, Brit. And that's why I said she don't have the range to be the villain. Ooh, y'all thought I was crazy. She don't have the range. That's when you pull out the unload the clip. I know that ain't Chauncey dick in my mouth. Oh no. See, I know that ain't Eric dick in my, oh no. I know that ain't Clement dick. Oh no. I know that ain't Peanut dick in my, oh no. I know that ain't Darius dick in my, oh girl. I know that, girl. Give me my pew pew. It's time to get the shooting. I'm feeling good tonight, Kiki. Goddamn, I'm feeling good tonight, Kiki. I'm feeling good. Goddamn, no, I'm feeling good. I really am excited to do Atlanta. Like, I love Atlanta. I really am enjoying what we got this season. So you get a different level of, if I can't fake it with y'all, I'm gonna review it because we like to talk about it, but I may not necessarily be enthused by it. And the Atlanta girls, they just got too much of a mess going on for me. I live. But yeah, if you would have posted me sucking a dick, bitch, guns at. Oh, I got my gun in the air. Cause girl, who dick is that in my mouth? I don't even know who dick this is. Who dick is this? But Brit overplayed her hand and had the whips and the guns at the dinner in Bankhead, and they weren't for the Bankhead bouncer, they were for Kenya Moore. So I don't know. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. That's why can't nobody tell me they like Kenya, it's Brit so much because they don't like Kenya, because it don't make no sense to me when I spell it out and have to review it every week. And I say it out loud and I say, this don't make no damn sense. Talk about she was sitting up on the camera with her best friend butt naked, but ain't never sold no cat. Yes, you did. You sold the cat. And we know you did it because the people, even if it was for a week in her 20s, she sold it. I'm so mad. Cause why would she just sit up here and just be like telling us stuff like that? Like, what is? Oh goodness. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna move forward. Oh gosh. All right. Mm-mm-mm. Angela missed her flight and Portia didn't notice because she does not care. And the girls picked their rooms after arriving. Portia wants to be around true girlfriends and Kelly, and she doesn't let people in, and she doesn't really accept support that well as the camera continues to pan back and forth to Shamia. Now, we see Portia being nasty to Shamia. We don't need no help. Production, we don't need any help. So don't push this on us, because we came to that conclusion on our own that she was dogging her best friend out back in season 9. She was dogging that whole out. Okay, so we got this. We don't need you. I don't need the help. Don't piss me off. Ooh. What Sammy said with his own nasty butt. Okay, anyway. Girl. I didn't. That's the point. But if I did, you better not have no poster of it up there of me doing it. That's the point. All right. Oh, Amanda K. Because you're not getting paid tonight. I'm not going to get paid. No, thank you, Amanda K, for the super chat. We take all financial monetary donations. If you're watching on Facebook, send me a couple of stars. But yeah, we take money wherever we can get it. And I ain't have to sell no cat to get it. Even though I'm giving cat. Ow, cats. Ow, yeah, let's get into it. Anywho, Brit says that when you're in a group, you can totally be different with the girls, and the girls can totally be different with you. Angela texts Brit asking if she was okay, and in person, the energy was different. Now, I just got done reading Brit over this. The energy was different because you shifted the energy in the atmosphere, because everybody came there, whether they wanted to or not, came there with the understanding under the premise that they were coming to support you through a traumatic incident that happened to you, which you are the victim of. Let me spell it out very clearly. You are the victim of Kenya retaliating against you because of your actions, but you are still a victim nonetheless. And they came there to support you, and then you lied the night before to Shamia and said that your license was suspended. And when Shamia brought it up, she asked you how, she being Angela. And then instead of you saying how, you went out for her, told her to read that fucking room and called her slow, which is the derogatory term and should be a slur. You called her those things and you did that. You shifted the atmosphere because the atmosphere was in support of you, and you took it on your head because not only did you have a preconceived notion about Kenya, which gets us here in the first place, in the second place tonight on this episode, you said that you felt that the girls was coming at her because they was supporting Team Kenya and not in support of you. So you already, once again, walked into the room with a chip on your shoulder about something, whether you verified or not, or spoke with the people directly about or not. So you are believing this as well without getting confirmation. And then when you are asked about something or you have a conversation, it went from 0 to 110 minus seconds flat. And this is a problem that you guys are not willing to point out. Stop playing with me tonight. Anywho, Ooh-wee. That's why the energy was different, Brit. So yeah, now you at a table at, I hate, that's even worse. Now you at a table full of people telling the story and it ain't even right. So now these bitches hate me when I walk in the room because they think I did something to you and you ain't telling the story right. And we all know Kelly willing to lie for you. Drew not here. And Shamia trying to be the good friend of Portia that she wanted Portia to be for her on her birthday, which does not make the trip about her thoughts and her feelings at all times. Did you catch that? Oh. So now Brit Eady lying at the table around a bunch of bitches that wasn't even there. Girl, no. Y'all got it tonight. Y'all got that thing tonight for me. I can't have it tonight. Y'all got it. Oh, y'all got it tonight. Angela gets into the room and says her luggage was falling apart, her wig melting off, her nose too small, her dress too tight, her booty shaking from left to right as she sat down at the table. I said nose too small because she said her nose is too small for her. That's her nose. She said it's too small. She said it's too small. I think she looks fine to me, but that's me. Anyway, but she said her nose is too small, not me. Because I know how you divas are getting the comments and say, we don't want to watch you no more, Chase, because you're nose phobic and you said the girl nose is too little. Well, if you don't like it, damn it, somebody will, and they'll subscribe to it and they'll keep watching this motherfucker. Catch that dirt. But I love y'all all the same. All right. So she sits down at the table going through all of those technical difficulties that she's having. And the first thing she says is, I would really like for Drew to be here. Portia says, now how you just gonna like for a bitch to be on my trip I didn't invite? Let me tell you something, because I can like whatever I want to like. I wish she was here. She ain't here and I want her to be here. Next. But what Angela loses me is, she then says, because Portia lost me on that one, but Angela lost me for the rest of the episode when Angela gonna get up there and talk about, yeah, I invited her. She on the way up here now, actually. She should be here in 20 minutes. No, you didn't. So I don't know where she's staying, but you need to go stay where she's staying at. Don't tell me about, I don't want to talk about production, y'all. I feel like, let's not talk about what production made them do on this one. Let's just get into the story. The story is that girl invited that girl on a trip she didn't want her on. Whether production wanted that or not. Obviously, it's production, because if it was that serious, they would have had Drew stay somewhere else and meet some of the girls at an event, and then possibly Drew pop up at a dinner. But they wouldn't have put her in the same house with Portia. So okay, maybe it is production being heavily handed at this, but you know. They say my co-host is Crown Royal. No, it's not. It's him. That's saying no, but yeah, no. Don't invite nobody on my trip I don't want there, and that's how I feel about it. I don't give a damn. Next. Well, just don't say you did it. Say David from production did it, girl. I don't give a damn. Break the fourth wall. Something. Figure it out. Because ain't no way. Don't do it. We're gonna have a problem. Everyone thinks that Angela is crazy, and Portia says, whatever. Nobody is bigger than the vibe. And you know what? I live for that, because that's it. Nobody is bigger than the vibe. It was very like, y'all say that this is like Love and Hip Hop, but that quote and comment was very like Sweet Life LA. So very in their 20s and they're in their 40s and 50s. But I think that's something to be commended, because who's to say life stops in your 40s and your 50s? Now, I ain't there yet, but if I want to put on a cowboy hat, drink me some Hennessy and say, oh, I got my tits on the ground, I'm going to do it. Okay. Life don't stop because you get older. That comment was a move, but it was very little girl of Portia, with that being said. Yeah. They ran into Angela at Neiman's, they being Kelly and Brit, and say that she was trying to run from them. Now, Angela just told us that she had Botox done to make her nose or face or something, whatever, and she didn't like it. So she was, so maybe was that during the time? I don't know. You guys can fill me in on that. Angela says that she was not trying to hide, and Britt says maybe it's because Angela may have had more cosmetic surgery. So Britt is actively trying to be the villain here. I don't know if she's actively trying to be the villain. Whatever she's trying to do, she need to try harder, because it's not working with me. I didn't like that. Britt is checking in with Mike, and he don't care. Angela calls Drew and says, hey, girl, I just got done getting cussed at lunch, but everything is fine. Now, come on. I may have to agree. I don't agree with Brit Eady, but I may have to take a comment that she said about Angela off my hit list, calling her slow, because maybe there was something that we got edited out. I'm not calling Angela slow, but maybe the question was valid, because how you just left that lunch and was like, yeah, Drew, come on down, girl. They can't wait to see you. After Drew told you she'll come, and Portia said yes. Drew says after the day she's had, she just needs to laugh. Well, girl, you better find you some friends to get with them, because it's not the group to be laughing around, girl. Them girls is going to be laughing at you. Because Portia, girl, what? Girl, what? How? You don't want no laugh. You want some more mess. You messy. You want some more drama. Because where you think you're going to get the laughs? Oh, just a barrel of laughs at Portia's. Girl, please. Stop it, I say. Kelly shared her stylist with Brit because she felt like Brit was down on her luck, back against the wind. Down on her luck, back against the wind. Trying to make it no way to win. She was down on her luck, back against the wind, trying to make it no way to win. And so she was like, girl, the least I could do, because I can't get your off that poster sucking that ding-a-ling, is I can get you a stylist. Okay, yeah, you want to look good? All right, let's do it. Showing how great of a friend Kelly is to Brit by sharing that and, just really taking her side in this situation. The girls wear affirmations, and Portia says that Angela fought her over the word peace, and it's Portia's birthday. It's Portia. It's my birthday. It's mine. All the girls that tried out for the Real Housewives of Atlanta that didn't make it, even when I got on the show and nobody cared, Marietta, showed up to the event for one night, coming all the way out of their way by getting on a 1 hour and 5 minute flight to do so. However, I know Bravo tried to make it like funny, ha ha ha, but anybody come out of anywhere to come see you, no matter how near or far it is, they come in because they love you, or they trying to get on that damn show and they couldn't. This is the only way they could. Either way it go, support is support. The girls head to dinner, and you know what? I'm gonna even give them a bone, because it is important to support Portia in this moment, because she's so heartbroken and brokenhearted over leaving Simon because of what's happened with Simon. Now her husband may allegedly be locked up in a cage somewhere. We don't know. As she filming videos in the YouTube of the house that man said he didn't want her in, but he can't do nothing about it at this point, can he? Because he's trying to figure out how the hell to get out of that cage. Allegedly. I don't know if it's a cage or not, but that's what I heard it did. Which, if that's the case, that's wrong as fuck. Anyway, let's move on. The girls head to dinner and wonder where Drew is at after they rode the bull. And did y'all like Shamia outfit? Let me know. But they wonder where Drew is at. And she's at Crew Lounge, live in Atlanta, downtown, which is owned by Dennis. So let's break this down, y'all. The week before, Drew said, while working with Portia's baby daddy, who Portia has forbidden her to work with and forbidden him to work with, and then is under the impression that they're no longer filming the show because he gave her his word that he would not film with Drew. And then they cut to a scene of Drew being at the studio with him at the same studio session her best friend was at. Drew says that she plans on putting this album out and paying for PJ's college. So not only are you filming with my baby daddy, now you're going to mention my child. That was in the vein of Mariah Huck. First, you're going to talk about my mama. Then you're going to talk about my child. Really, Miss Toya? But so let's just get that straight. You're filming with the baby daddy, and she said no. You talking about her daughter, saying you're going to pay for her college with y'all music that she don't want y'all to film. You coming on the trip. Now, that's not even 3 strikes, y'all. You coming on the trip that the bitch don't want you at. And now you filming more scenes at his lounge, getting free bottles because y'all signed a record deal that she didn't want y'all to have in the first place. At this point, if you want Portia to kick your ass, just tell us that. Because, like, what else do you want? Like, you're cruising for a bruising on this one, and we don't advocate violence. But that don't mean we don't expect it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you want at this point. I don't know. It's got to be fake. It's got to be fake. I hope it's fake. Because what in the disrespectful fuck was that? It was funny though, which is why Drew ate this episode, because it's just like she has so much unmitigated gall, like it's appalling. Let me ask y'all a question. I was on the phone with my good Judy today, and we're talking about it. And I was asking her, we were talking, and this is what I think, or how I feel, right? Yes, that's my baby daddy. And if I say no, regardless to why I say no, even if I have a reason, don't put your paws on Apollo. Don't sniff your ass nowhere near my baby daddy. And if we're good Judies, you will just respect the no. However, if I look on the other side of the token, is that selfish for us to just put, blocks on things just because we said so? Like, is that selfish of Portia for her to tell Drew not to work with someone who is willing to advance their musical career? And in my opinion, well, not in my opinion, and they're saying it's strictly above board, nothing inappropriate, only the music, only the music. Even if you don't like the way they did it, is that selfish of me to say no? Because do we technically own people? I don't know. Now, I wouldn't trust Drew as far as I could throw her, and I wouldn't want her around, not because we see her film at Crew and film at uh, the studio when Portia has expressed that she doesn't want them dealing with each other anymore. It's because she lies about dumb shit about like whether or not she has on makeup at the club. You can't tell me the truth about that, bitch. I don't want you nowhere near my man. I don't know. I just felt like that was an interesting thing, right? Like, do we have permission? Not permission, but do we have the right to tell people no? To people that were with us but don't belong to us? It's a good question, I think. I don't know. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I want to read some comments. Portia is selfish. You answered your own question. Says Latasha, Ebony. Portia can kick rocks. Nothing is disrespectful about their work relationship. Durga. Drew is moving weird. She is moving weird. Sammy. Portia looking for a story that will keep her from discussing Simon. Oh, Durga, super selfish. All right. I just thought it was worth that conversation because I don't see a lot of people having that particular conversation about the actions of the situation. Green Girl says Shamia needs a stylist. Actually, ooh. Well, we're gonna pray for one that's right all the way to get it. How about that? I ain't gonna say that more about it. No, I don't even come against. If that's what God got blessed for them, that has nothing to do with me. You see, I just got in the way of somebody who wasn't doing right all the way blessings. So at the end of the day, that's hate, and I'm not gonna hate on nobody. I want God to bless me, whether a bitch want me to have it or not, because that's my relationship with God, not theirs. Oh, hallelujah. See how I corrected myself? A lot of that could have happened in this episode, but it didn't. So Drew gets a record deal and they're celebrating at Crew as the girls are wondering at Portia's dinner where Drew is. Portia tells the girl she wasn't she wasn't invited, but Angela invited Drew. Angela says Portia was okay with it, and Portia says you forced Drew on her, which Angela did, y'all. Angela did force Drew on the situation. Portia didn't outright say no, but she wasn't like enthusiastic, and it was very obvious she was trying to tell you no without telling you no. Yes, she could have been direct and should have been direct, but y'all know people. Come on, man, don't be no asshole about it. And that's what I feel like Angela was being. You can try to reconcile us, but if I'm not ready for the reconciliation because it has absolutely nothing to do with you, I don't need any help. Me and her deal with it when me and her are ready to deal with it. So you've done your part. Thank you for being concerned. Now be concerned over there. Glue your wig down. Put your luggage, your clothes back in your luggage. Zip them up. Go to the bunk bedroom and figure that shit out for the rest of the weekend and get out of my face. Angela says she thought the point of this trip was to put differences aside and on the table. And Portia says, no, the point of the trip was about me, Portia. It's my birthday, which is why I know a lot of you guys were saying that Portia didn't do anything wrong with Shamia, but if that's how she cared about her birthday, why she didn't show her best friend the same level of respect on hers? See, that might be somebody who just does things because they do them and don't even know they're being rude, inconsiderate, and hypocritical. You gotta know your friends. She don't know no better, but she getting on my nerves. Let me tell her what I don't like about this. Or your friend is a hater and you need to get rid of that friend. I don't know yet where we're at with it for me. But I just wanted to point that out to the people. She said that she thought that Angela came into the group and was calm, quiet, demure. But she's demanding, stressful, and doing too much. Yeah. So that's who. Now we can go ahead and reveal that blind item because Portia was in the comments and on the blogs saying that Angela was, one of the ladies was very boring and dry and not giving nothing. They was going to have to put some pepper in her step. I guess Angela saw that and got on that ass, baby. Oh, you think I'm boring? Well, we're gonna liven this bitch up. Come on here, Drew. Bring that bag, and I got a size 12 shoe, so these hoes ain't gonna try you. Come on here. That's what happened on this birthday trip. It is being forced. I'm sorry. Portia asked Angela, what kind of clue is on your motherfucking head? A wig. And I thought that Angela was gonna knock into next week, but Angela didn't. P says Angela's energy has changed the table because everyone is now wondering where Drew is, and everyone has forgotten about my birthday. Me. But Portia was right. She was right, y'all. She was right. Angela wrong on this one to me, y'all. I'm sorry. P says her issue with Drew was she was doing things undercover. Portia also then says that Angela should have kept her fucking mouth shut. Now I know they had to edit that in. I just don't believe that Angela heard that. I'm sorry. Angela says was tell it to her like she's 5 or whatever. And P said, I'm not gonna treat you like you're 5, I'm gonna treat you like you're 65. Grow up, ho. You know you're wrong. But Angela warns her in her confessionals, don't act bold because you got the little friends here. Because if she deal with Charles on a daily basis, do you think she's not going to deal with you, Portia, or any girl at the table? Portia says she was working with whatever she has going on, being Drew. They were working together, and that's done. And whatever else she's got going on, that's not her business. Her sister then pipes in and says, nah, because Drew is talking to Dennis more than just about music, and it's not right. And then Portia's friend, who ain't never been on the show but tried to get on the show, then yells out, she's sucking his dick too. And I got a poster board. Like to hear it go. You want to see it? And Brit says, that's too much. Because, Brit had a flashback. So, poor Brit. Lord Jesus. Not another dick being sucked. I can't take it. And then Portia then says, listen, Dennis would always tell her that when she would ask him, had he messed with girls, that fellatio was his thing. And he would just say, no, she just gave me head. No, she just gave me head. No, she just gave me head. And when Portia would ask if he messed with the girls, that's how he would balance his body count. And then that's the end of the episode, and we get to next week. I'm going to open the phone lines. Y'all come up here and talk with me as we're done for this evening. But I did want to say that, in my opinion, Angela is dead ass wrong. And I don't care if it's a production thing or not. I would just say, can we figure out another way to get the bitch here? Something. And maybe they preyed on her being a first season girly, and not wanting your first season, you don't want to push back too much. You don't want to say too much. You don't want to do anything to get you disqualified from continuing to film the show. So maybe that it has a lot of layers to it. But just judging off of what we're seeing on the television screen, production aside, Angela was dead ass wrong. I'll read some comments and then we'll call it a night. Thank you guys for tuning in wherever you guys are tuning in at. I do greatly appreciate you. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much, Amanda K, for your super chat. Y'all can send super chats as well. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Let's see. All right, Auntie. Thank you, Durga. Durga says, oh, wait a minute. Okay. 1 second. Portia, do you know that you just embarrassed yourself telling us that about Dennis? Angela is wrong as fuck. Even the whole pillow thing, she was definitely pressuring Portia. Latasha Crawford, Angela was the MVP. It was either Angela or Drew. I'm going to give it to Drew because Drew made me laugh a little bit more, but Angela definitely was undeterred in her mission. Sammy says, but guess what? Portia just got to deal with it. She was okay with what? Oh, that's a good one, you guys. She was Portia was okay with walking up in the Kenya house when Kenya didn't want her there, and ooh, that situation back in season 9 at Kenya's house, warming with no baseboards that Sheree pointed out. So maybe hey, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Every dog has his day. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Why would you walk in a woman's house and don't like you? It's getting weird. All right, you guys. I don't think I have any callers tonight. So I would have loved to hear what you guys thought about it. And showing up to Hawaii on Candy Street. Yeah, she do kind of got a history of being tone deaf and aloof to the situation unless it's hers. Oh, get into that. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll see you tomorrow for happy hour if I don't have a hangover. And we'll see you next Monday at 6:15 for Atlanta. We didn't have the show yesterday, so we had it tonight. Thank you guys. Over 100 watchers across the room. And I do appreciate it so much. I really do. Thank y'all for supporting No Chaser TV. We had over 50,000 followers / subscribers across all platforms. And Q1 with 46 million views. I couldn't do this without you. I do greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you all. Good night. Yeah. Ooh. I'm joking. I'm joking.